We got in. Oh, this technology is too much for me.
I know.
But I'm
Me
grateful.
too.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we can really do this. So, okay, to my viewers, a very warm welcome to another episode of Fauza's Diary. If you are looking for something little and encouraging and inspiring, then you have absolutely stumbled upon the right show. That's the beauty about my diaries. They inspire us, they encourage us, they do something within us that they make us think, push us to take action and do something. And on this particular diary, I am so super excited because my sister friend Ceri from Rags to Riches Dubai, UAE, she's joining me on this particular diary to share a little bit about the amazing things that the ladies are doing. So welcome to my diary, Ceri.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, so I know, since I met you, I always keep on saying to you that I'm so grateful that I have, our path have crossed. And, you know, for those who they don't know what you do, maybe you can a little bit tell us what it's all about. What's Rag to Riches about?
Okay. So within Rags to Riches, we take pre-loved fabrics. So here in the UAE, it's very transient. People are moving on all the time, sort of coming here and leaving. People gift us their fabrics when they leave, but it's things like bed linen, curtains, towels, anything like that that they don't want to take with them. We'll gratefully receive those things. And what we do is repurpose those fabrics and make them into children's clothes and reusable sanitary products. That's our main sort of things that we make. And those we send out to children and young women all over the world who are, you know, struggling in sort of poor communities,
Right.
orphanages, whatever it might be, refugee camps we send to, whatever it might be, you know, wherever we can get it out there, we'll, you know, send those things.
I mean, it's amazing because I've been to your to your workshop a few times, you know, and it's just I love that a single idea, a single thought that can birth such a big organization that helps so many people around the globe. But I'm just curious, Ceri, what was your why? Well, of course, you've explained a little bit on the introduction, but I'm just curious because you were not doing this before.
No.
So what happened? What triggered you? What was your why? Because you can't just wake up and start doing something. There is always something that, you know, that you must
triggers.
Triggers, but you must have a passion for it. Because you don't get to be paid. It's taking a lot of your time. It's taking a lot of energy, you know. So what was your why, Ceri?
Okay, so when we moved back to Dubai permanently, we moved here with my husband's work. And I did go back to work here for a while. So I'm an interior architect by profession.
Right.
But then the work hours here are really, really long. And the sort of person I am, I'm a real perfectionist. So I will work all hours to make sure that a project's, you know, being delivered on time, in the right manner, etc. Right. And what I found was I wasn't getting home in the evenings at all, really. I'd come home. Yeah, because of my work. And, you know, I'm not saying that's anyone's fault but my own. It's my fault. I just put so much into my work. And I had one child left here, my son, who was studying for his GCSEs at the time. So I knew I only had sort of a couple of years left with him at home, and he's my youngest. So that was it, a couple of years left to be a mum before, you know, he flies the nest.
Yeah, before your hands are a little bit free when they're in the university.
Yeah, and I just thought, you know, I was coming home each evening. I was tired. Quite often he'd already put himself to bed because he was coming up to his exams. And I was thinking, hang on, I haven't fed my child, you know, I haven't seen my child. So I thought, no, this isn't working. So my husband said, well, you don't have to work. So I thought, okay. So I handed my notice in, and came home. But I'm also very creative. I'm a very busy person and I'm a very creative person. So that was great. I could be here for my son when he came home from school, but what about the hours when he was in school? So I started looking around for something to occupy me that I could just put as many hours as I could fit into it, but that would feed my creativity and allow me to do something. And that's when I came across Rags to Riches. So Barbara Evans had started it, and she's a professional seamstress. She'd started Rags to Riches as a hobby, really. Just making sort of an item of clothing a day to send to children in orphanages. So I came across this little group, you know, and thought, okay, that's nice. You know, I can sew. I'm not professional by any manner of means, but I can sew.
You've taught me how to sew too. I'd never done it before.
Exactly. It's not rocket science, you know. You can do it too now.
Anyone can learn, Ceri. Anyone can learn, really.
Exactly. So I got into it then, you know, when I found it. That's when I got into sort of sewing again and just enjoying the creativity. And then Barbara Barbara's now in her 70s. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. And she wanted to take a step back from the everyday running of it. So she asked our little group, you know, would anybody be happy to take over the running of it on the day-to-day basis, the organisation and what have you. So I said, well, you know, I definitely didn't want to see it fall by the wayside. It's too valuable a thing to let it disappear. So I volunteered to do that, as did Famida Sites, who is based up in Abu Dhabi. And so the two of us sort of took on the reins of running it, and since then we've grown it massively. It's become a much bigger beast than it was, and so and it's sort of fed me, really, you know. So like I said, you know, I'm a perfectionist. I will put my all into whatever I do, and this is it now. My whole energy comes into this now.
I love everything I see on the background. It's really amazing, but it's also lovely to see that, you know, you've got the passion for it, you know, after you took over from Barbara, and see how much it has actually become even more bigger. And no, I just love that. I just love that. But I'm just curious, Ceri. We are on this season of COVID-19, you know. How have Rags to Riches been impacted, or what has been going on since, you know, the breakdown of COVID-19?
It has had a huge impact for us, because obviously none of our products are used in country. They all go out to various other countries. I've got sat in the corner there sort of 80 of our little ponchos that were due to go out to Uganda days before the lockdown. They weren't able to go. It had a massive impact, because it just sort of, our whole process sort of, we can still make, but it's not going anywhere. We can't get it out anywhere. So that was really, really sad. And, you know, it's heartbreaking, because, you know, there's so many people out there that need this more than ever, and we can't get it to them. So that was really, really hard to take on. However, we have managed to sort of use our skills in country a little bit now, because we were contacted by a nursing director.
That was gonna be my next question for you.
Not ones to sit idle. So
no. So because
so this nursing director had seen.
I saw that you've started doing these headbands since the pandemic breakdown here in the UAE, and you know. I saw that you've been doing this beautiful. I'm gonna come for one, not because I want to use it for my mask, but I think it's just cute to have it on my head, because it's
little fashion accessory.
Yes, it looks like so fashionable, Ceri. So how did this idea come about?
So I'm not sure exactly where it started, but obviously the medics who are having to wear the masks for prolonged periods of time were getting problems behind their ears, sores breaking out and bruising because they're wearing them for such a long time. So somebody somewhere, I'm not sure where, as I say, came up with the idea of sort of like a headband, but with buttons on, so you can hook the elastic from your mask on the buttons instead of around your ears to protect your ears.
Okay, so it goes like, so you
It's
have
exactly
it
like a hairband sort of thing, like an Alice band that you would wear.
right. And then you put your mask on and then you hook it on the buttons on the side.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing thing.
Yeah. And there's also smaller ones that are like knitted or crocheted that are just a little strap with a button on either side, and they can be worn sort of across the back of the head, and the mask can hook onto those as well. So it's sort of quite a versatile thing. But yeah, this nursing director contacted us to ask would we be able to make some of those. So I put it out to the group and said, look, you know, obviously this is not something that we would normally do. But at the moment, we're kind of stuck a little bit. You know, we can keep on making clothes, but they'll just pile up and we don't know how long it's going to be before we can start getting things out again. And it's really lovely to be able to give something back in country as well. You know?
Because you everything that you've been doing, it's been going out, because I know
That's right,
for myself, you know, for Fauza Foundation, that you know, you've been always so gracious that every time I go back to Africa, you would, you know, I would come and you will give me a lot of angel wings. But we're going to talk a little bit about that a bit later. But I on this, you know, on this hero headbands that you've come, I think it's so beautiful and really like, because I've been following the journey. I haven't been able to come to your workshop and help because, you know, of the isolation and you know, since it started. But I'm just curious, how have you, like rags to riches, how have you been able to, you know, because everyone was locked in their own house, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah,
How have you been able to do the headbands for the nurses, the heroes?
Well, everybody has been, as you say, just sewing in their own houses. We've not had any meetings here for, well, before the lockdown, I put a stop to our meetings where we all used to get together because, well, just obviously it's, you know, wasn't going to work. So everybody has been just sewing in their own time, in their own homes. Again, there was a massive logistics problem there because at one point we weren't even able to drive without a permit here. So for all of our members to get their headbands that they'd made to me was a big logistical problem. However, FedEx have come up absolute trumps. They've been incredible. Yeah. And DASA also, which is a moving company, DASA International Movers. And both of them have been absolutely amazing, offering their services to let us have one of their drivers for the day who's gone around and picked up from all the different members. Brought everything. I know, it's been so humbling. Brought everything to me.
But that's what happened, Ceri. When you do something, honestly, I always say this, that, you know, if you do something that it's not all about you, but it's about other people, on one way or another, things will just happen.
Oh, it's been amazing. It really has. It's incredible. You know, these are big international companies. And,
absolutely.
You know, you think they're helping little old us.
No, it's because of what you're doing. It's because of the work that you're doing, because, you know, it's like what I keep on saying, it's not about you, you know, it's you've put a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of thinking, a lot of creativity as well. And so there are other people out there who would want to contribute in their own way they could. So I think it's a beautiful thing that FedEx, they've chipped in to help, you know, with the collection and then take them where they should be. I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, it's been incredible. So they've picked everything up, brought it all to me. I've been able to package it, and again, they've distributed it for us, you know, up to Abu Dhabi, to Ajman, to Ras Al Khaimah, and to medical centres here in Dubai as well. So we just couldn't have done that without that level of support, you know. So it is amazing.
Oh, it makes me so happy. You just have made my day today. You've made my day in this lockdown. Oh, right. That is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just, because, you know, like I had said earlier that, you know, our Fauza Foundation has also benefited from the angel wings, isn't it? So maybe you can just tell the people who they don't know what these angel wings are all about. I want them to hear from you. I know you have been so gracious to donate them to you know, towards Fauza Foundation that goes to Africa, specifically in Kenya, but now maybe they can hear it from you.
Sure. So the angel wings are an amazing product. They really are. So that angel wings are our version of reusable sanitary towels. You know, as we know, and as you've promoted through Fauza Foundation, the period poverty, I mean, we know mostly about it within Africa, to be fair, in, you know, various African countries. We know, you know, there's such a huge percentage of young women who drop out of education because they have no sanitary protection. And it's just such a problem. It's such a massive problem that is actually fairly easy to solve and will make such a massive difference to these young women's lives. So the angel wings, as I said, are our reusable sanitary product. It's a very simple little item. We make it obviously from our fabrics that come in, the cotton fabrics and the towels. We make this reusable product. They take what, maybe once you're up and running and quite competent, probably half an hour to make one. And in our kits we send out 8 pads, 2 sets of underwear, and a bar of soap. And that comes in lovely little pouch, little feminine sort of toiletry bag, if you like.
I have the pictures. We'll share them together with this conversation. Which I think it's really beautiful. And what I really had when I heard about Rags to Riches, and then, you know, when I was given your contacts and I reached out to you, I came to your workshop, isn't it? And then I saw how you know, the cutting, the sewing, it's like it's a whole manpower, and everyone is just there on a voluntary basis, you know. And I remember taking those angel wings to, you know, to Kenya, and I was like, okay, what will the girls that I'm bringing them to say? So I had actually, remember the first time I shared this testimony with you, I had the angel wings, and then I had all the normal Always Ultra. And so when I gave them, and then on my next trip when I went back, I asked them, what do you prefer most? And they told me they love the angel wings, which
fantastic.
I can totally understand, because with the Always Ultra, you use it and then you throw it.
It's gone,
It's gone. And I think, I just think it's such a brilliant idea, really. And I'm so grateful that, you know, you have put everything to do this. But I'm just curious what's going to happen, Ceri, because now you've put everything on hold, on the angel wings, on the hoodies, there was a time also I saw you were doing baby clothing when you get specific needs. You also helped in Australia when there was the bushfires. But all of those things now they have been put on hold because of now you're focusing more on the heroes headband that they can
in
use.
The short term we are.
What's going to happen after Corona has been contained?
We're still making, so we still are making the children's clothes and the angel wings, because obviously when things start to open up again, it'll be fantastic to have a stock that can, you know, hopefully immediately go out if we possibly can manage it. I mean, obviously we rely heavily on people personally taking it, like yourself, when you go back to Africa, and you know, you've you've personally carried those items and delivered them. So
Yeah.
we don't have funding at all. We don't deal in money. So all of our fabric comes gifted to us.
Yeah.
And we make it, as you say, on a voluntary basis. And it goes out free of charge. You know, nobody, there's no money anywhere changes hands. So it's all just done on
one hand to the other, to the other, to the other.
Yeah. So it is a worry, you know, of what is going to happen and are we going to be able to get it out there? I think what it's taught me this period is that, you know, the likes of DASA and FedEx have been so incredible and embraced our need at this point in time. So I'm hoping to be able to harbour that goodwill, if you like, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen next, but perhaps we'll be able to, you know, embrace those sorts of companies, cargo or whatever it is, and make them aware of what we do. And it could well be that they're just not aware. So once they're aware, they may well say, oh, why have you not contacted us before then? And of course we'll take it. We don't know that.
I can send them to Kenya every month. I'm like, honey. Yeah. I'm telling you, you know what we are speaking? God, the universe is listening, Ceri. Someone is going to watch.
I hope so.
Hey,
I hope so.
I can be sending them every month for you to Kenya. Hey, I can be sending them every month to Uganda. I'm telling you, someone is going to stumble this, and you know, we're already speaking it. It's going to come to pass. I mean, it has already happened with FedEx, you know, with the distribution of the headband. So it's coming. I feel it. It's coming.
I really hope so. Can you imagine what a difference that would make? It would be incredible.
Because that's what I've been also thinking of, you know, like the time that I haven't been able to go since the lockdown, right? And I'll be like, okay, because I had already told you that I need about 100 pieces that I wanted to, you know, to take on that was for my trip in March. But then I had to cancel everything, you know, because nobody can travel. And really, if in future there will be any possibility, I'm also finding different ways, you know, through the foundation on how we can well support. But if really, the logistic is always the issue. Logistic is always the issue. So yeah, we keep on spreading the word, and you keep doing the good work that you are doing, and the doors will open. The doors will open.
Yeah, I sincerely hope so. I mean, it would just be fantastic to get these as far and wide as we possibly can, you know.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you so much, Ceri, for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And, thank you.
I'm so grateful, and I'm so thankful for everything that you do. And you know, it's, I don't know, it may look so small, but I always say, I think I've told you this once, or not even once, not twice, you have no idea what you're doing until, you know, you give it out, you know, like for me, because I go to the arena when I get them from you and I give it in. The joy that comes on the face, it's priceless, really, it's priceless. So I'm grateful.
One of these days, I'm going to come with you and give those out too.
That is our plan, actually, and
absolutely.
We have to do it. Really, I think it's going to be amazing, so that you can also be the one giving it yourself.
Oh, I would love that so much. That would be
so amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Ceri, I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me
on this diary, and I will see you soon when we can be together. I'll come and lend a hand on packaging or cutting. Now at least I know how to do an angel wing, but I want to learn how to do the other things also.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Keep going and keep doing the good work that you are doing. It is not
definitely.
It is not in vain. It is not in vain, really. No. I say that because I have received good feedback from the girls we have supported with everything that you have given. Thank you.
Yeah.
May you be blessed.
You're welcome.
May you never lack. I
Thank you.
pray that you have good health so that you can continue to do this amazing job.
Thank you.
I'll see
My
you
pleasure.
soon. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me.